So I've had some epiphanies recently, and I want to share them with you. Maybe they're going to be epiphanies for you, maybe not. But here is backstory. So I was raised, my dad was a minister, right? So to me, we were always mainstream. And then we had this super conservative side of religious folks, and they were in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I remember being in the car with this, I guess he'd be like my great uncle or my great, I don't even know how many greats, but anyway. And he was going on and on about how people weren't even fit to like slither in front of God. Like if they were slugs, they weren't, they just weren't worthy of anything to do with God. And I remember feeling like this visceral reaction to that. Like, that's just not right. Like, who, if we're going to say God is father, right? Who has a kid and is like, you're not even worthy to like slither around me? It just did not resonate whatsoever. So I had this reaction, and clearly it mattered to me because I'm still remembering it now. And that was a really long time ago. I was recently listening to this talk by a woman named Jill Bolte Taylor, and if you can find her, do so. She wrote, or she does one of the most popular TEDx talks. It's called My Stroke of Insight. And she did this interview about a book she wrote called The Whole Brain. And in this, Jill Bolte Taylor, she says she was raised Episcopalian, and her father may have been a minister too, I don't know, but she completely rejected it because she said, that religion taught me I was born a sinner. She said, I was born this amazing ray of light. I was born bright and shining. And she said she really resonated more with the Native American philosophy. And that's how she felt about life. It's like we're all born these bright lights. And it got me thinking about worthiness, right? Because if you're told from the beginning that you're not even worthy of really even breathing the same air as what you perceive as God, or you're part of this bright, shining experience, your orientation is so completely different. And it got me thinking about politics recently. And one of the things is that if we take her, because I'm getting way more much aligned with Jill, if you align with her, it puts you at a cutting edge creative position. And it's suddenly you are in this position of expansion and of light and of really living out this amazing truth that is within you. And I look around and I see so many people scared. There's so much fear, especially right now. There's so much fear. And it's so dichotomized, right? It's like black or white, it's very third grade thinking. Oh, and that's the other insight that I had. I know this is a long video, but I've had a lot of thoughts recently. I was listening to a talk by John Edward, and John Edward is a psychic medium. He wrote the book with an FBI guy about how he helped solve all of these FBI cases. And I interviewed John when I had a radio show, and I really like him. And he was saying that one of the things we're seeing right now is people leaving different relationships because if a lot of people in the spiritual realm look at Earth as a school. So you are in second grade, or you're in fifth grade, or you're in seventh grade, or you're in whatever grade. And you don't judge, like ninth graders don't judge second graders for acting like second graders. You're just like, ah, that's where they are. And his thing was, you do not need to repeat the third grade. So if you have somebody who's very much in this black and white thinking, and there's right and there's wrong, and there's good and there's bad, and there's, all this kind of stuff, it's the gray space that, wow, both sides can be right and both sides can be wrong. Those are higher levels of thinking, right? But his message was, John Edwards' message was, it's okay to leave those relationships behind and to go into people who are in more of the same grade that you are. In other words, people that you resonate with more. Who knows what grade you're in? Really, who knows? But there's certain people that resonate with you more than with other people, right? And he basically was giving permission for you to leave those relationships behind, which for me was very helpful because there are different people in our lives that we have different chapters in our lives with, right? And so I like to keep people in my life for a long time. But he kind of gave me permission to say, you know what, it's okay that uh we're not connected anymore. I wish you well. I wish you well. But we're just not in the same place. And so all of these things were just insights to me about how we can also change where we're headed. Because if more people walk around and believe themselves to be these rays of light that are so bright and shiny, and they're so powerful and they're so creative, or you're so powerful and you're so creative and you're so bright and shiny. And if you believe this, like truly believe this, it changes everything because you have to feel it. You have to like literally line your energy up with it and wake up and be like, wow, I am a powerful creator today. I'm going to go create my day. I'm going to go have a good day. And when you take that energy, you become incredibly proactive instead of reactive. Now, bad stuff is going to happen. Things are going to happen that you don't like, but you have permission to act your age, right? So that's where we're going. Whatever grade you're in, you have permission to act that grade from me, from the universe, from whatever you believe. And I want you to, and I want you to see yourself again, bright, shining light. And so those are my insights for right now. And I hope you'll stick with me because later on this week, I'm going to tell you about a nonprofit I'm creating because I want to see more people in that energy. And I think it's so important. So, anyway, that's all I got for you today. That's your coaching tip for today. And I will see you soon.